Yoga is like you building a house. A house, you should start from the foundation. You should find your plot of land. You should create something stable, build walls, build a ceiling, a roof. Maybe you have a second story. In your yoga practice, the same thing should happen with every pose you decide to enter. Each posture begins with three basic parts. The foundation, how you press down into your mat, determines how the rest of your body is going to sit in balance. It's going to determine how well your house is going to build up. Now, the second stage is your core. When your core is engaged, this is like putting up the walls because you have a sturdy foundation. When your core is engaged in a pose, this stabilizes your spine so that you can focus your breathing properly into the pose the way it was meant to be today, or whichever way it was meant to be wherever you are in time right now, or whatever you're practicing. The third breath, or the third stage of building, is to create the roof, obviously. This is a very simplified view of building a house, so we're just keeping it in a pose. The roof of a pose is the connection of relaxing your jaw. You know, if your jaw is clenched, you might let weather in. If you're too tight in your face, you might not be able to breathe as well, so your core won't engage and your foundation will lift. You know, it's so often that practitioners of yoga, the physical practice of yoga, start from places that other people are. So they're basically trying to take a move-in ready house and just enter it and own it right away. There's a very unrealistic viewpoint there, where if you start with the second floor of a house, you won't be able to stabilize it. There will be no foundation to it. So just like any pose, you don't want to start ahead of where you are. Focus on the very foundation of your pose, so how the four corners of your feet plant down in the mats, the soles of your feet. We call it the four corners because this is similar to, well, let's say just the four corners of a room, stabilized up to the four walls of your core, the front, the obliques, and your low back. This creates a strong structure in your foundation. Your hips are a recognition of level foundation. If they're one is higher than the other, you may notice an unbalanced body or a clenched upper body. If the upper body is not clenched, you are doing good. Focus on these two parts, your feet, your core, and one day you'll see the evolution of all those other layers of each pose open up to your body. It's a communication, because until you know how to build a foundation and learn how to build the structure of the walls, you're not going to get to a ceiling, you're not going to get to a roof, you're not going to find comfort in this house. Like, you will not find complete comfort in your body until you decide to focus on the whole body. Learn about the steps and stages it takes to become a real practitioner, someone disciplined and willing to always start from the ground up. Because no pose can happen, like no house can happen from the sky down or from your head down. You have to get down and dirty into the foundation, set yourself up for success, build upon that each time you practice, because it's repetitions till you get better. And then eventually you'll recognize that this body, your body, is the home you always wanted it to be. This place where you're always comfortable to be in, you are always excited to come back to, and this is what helps elevate your practice. So find some consistency in your practice. Try to practice daily if it's available to you, or at least start to build the foundation to make a daily practice your own. Your light will shine bright in this house that you create. Of course, those lights in a home are seen from those around you. The light in me sees the light in you. Enjoy your practice. Namaste.